stumbled across this company called Immorta Bio, and they have created a pathway to at least double the human lifespan. At least it does in mice. The funniest part, okay, they have a pill you take that kills all the dead cells in your body, and then you flood your body with stem cells. And that way you kill all this, because if you don't kill all the bad cells or the dead cells, the stem cells are going to be feeding the dead cells and possibly causing cancer and stuff. But if they kill all the dead cells and create the stem or the remove all the toxins and then flood the body with the new stem cells, it doubles the lifespan. Maybe even longer. It's all new research. But, okay, in ancient alchemical texts, this is why when you fast, you trigger autophagy, which is basically forcing your body to eat all the bad cells and stuff. And then you urinate out all the, you excrete all of the toxins from your body. Okay, and then there's lots of ancient texts talk about drinking urine and stuff. And there are stem cells in your urine. And you can, in modern science, take those stem cells and clone them. Now, your urine isn't going to contain the stem cells they're using in the Immortal Bio, but it does contain stem cells that would create longevity. And that's another reason that it's enjoyable to ponder what they really were capable of when they were doing these rituals. Because, I mean, in a lot of the ancient peoples' religions and stuff, drinking your urine was one of the signs of that's the snake eating itself. You're not supposed to be going on the mountain to find the fountain of youth. It's supposed to be within you and stuff. But I find it interesting that their basic pathway in Immortal Bio is kill off all the dead cells in your body and then flood your body with stem cells. And if you follow the ancient alchemical text of, you have purification, which is basically fasting and creating autophagy and clearing out all the dead cells in your body. That alone makes you live longer. But then when you add in stem cells and stuff, and there's also ancient rituals where they took the placenta and the umbilical cord and were eating it. And it's similar to the Immortal Bio's process of life rejuvenation. Like, I think I've seen another study where I'm pretty sure it was on Immortal Bio, but they did mice, and the mice got younger. There's also a study where they did youthful blood and stuff, did the same thing. That's from like the 1930s and shit, from Germany. We all know what was going on there. But, I mean, that's one of the things that why alchemy holds, because I think that they may have discovered things a long time ago, and we just don't understand how they did it. But modern science is showing that a lot of the things that we believe are impossible are possible. And longevity. Imagine a world where you lived to be 2 or 3 fucking 100 years old. And I mean, in our version now, I mean, we'd be working till we're 390 before we retired. But I don't think, if it happened and we did start receiving these things and got to live longer, things would have to change. But things need to change already anyway. I think a large part of the issue with our world is we only see it this one way. And change is scary. And I mean, because imagine a dude that's 300 fucking years old. He worked, you know what I mean? At some point, you're going to work and save up enough money to where you don't ever have to work again and you're taken care of for the rest of your life, no matter how long you live. And then you get into the monopolies of, you know, what 300-year-old dude. Like, imagine if the owner of Walmart was, you know what I mean, and he lived to be 300 years old. What is that man capable of in that 300 years? He would probably own fucking everything. So when we look at a world like that, we have to imagine that we would probably not live the way we live now. And it would probably change a lot of things. I think that's another reason that we don't have specific technologies available to us as the general public as well. But I just thought it was interesting that, I mean, the modern science, the top notch, is mimicking ancient texts to that they're basically really similar to because I mean the process is purify and then feed, and then the same thing with the modern technology is kill off the dead cells and feed it with stem cells. And for me that's awesome because I mean I've received a lot of negativity for talking about or searching for this technology, and I mean one of those times I basically suggested that's how it should work because that's what the texts say. Because I mean when you start getting into stuff you start asking questions like why are they drinking their pee, what is in your pee, and then you start studying what's in pee, and there's hormones and like you get testosterone, DHEA, and when you're fasting those hormones are completely spiked. You have HGH, you have, so I mean fasting plus stem cells, you have all these special hormones that are completely spiked. So I mean those old texts do hold merit. There is something there. Is it complete? Who knows? But it is interesting to see that a book from 1,000 years ago dictates what they're doing in modern times to achieve what they said they achieved thousands of years ago that we can't prove that they achieved. And most people would deny it. But it is interesting. So, I mean, figured I'd throw that out there. Because, you know, alchemy's it's a different game. That's another thing, like that's why I enjoyed alchemy, because you learn so much. Like with most religions you're just learning spiritual texts and focusing on, you know what I mean, being a better person or being forgiven. And with the alchemy you're learning what salt's inside trees, what, you know, what's in my pee, is what structures lie in my feces and stuff like that, as well as chemistry with plants and stuff. I mean there's so many ancient texts that describe using specific plants, and in modern times we use those plants to make drugs and stuff. And so I mean there is something there. I mean I think modern science is advanced fucking alchemy. We just, it's not coded. Like if you look at ancient alchemy, it's all coded and twisted and can be looked at like many different fucking ways. Just like ancient texts for spirituality, it's similar. Like there's a lot of alchemy in those spiritual texts. So I mean, but to see modern science mimicking a book from 1,000 years ago is quite I like it because I'm an alchemist, and I mean, I've gotten a lot of hate for suggesting such things in prior times, and to see it come to fruition, is that the word? Is it's awesome. I mean, for me, should be for you too, because I mean, what's this mean for our future? And I mean, it could go many ways, and a lot of them are bad. Because I mean, something like that given to everybody, I mean, that'd be the way to go. But it changes how we would live, because we're so programmed to live this specific way because of, we're all, you're gonna die this time and blah blah blah, and gets caught in the rat race and all that stuff. But that's one thing too. Like, can you even imagine that world where you live to be 200 to 500 years old? That's insane. Imagine the things you could learn in that amount of time. I've discussed it with my AI, and it couldn't even fathom it. And I'm like, well, I mean, it basically said, well, every 100 years, you're probably just gonna be a completely different person. And I'm just like, isn't that growth? I mean, isn't that what we're supposed to do anyway? I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago. I'm not the same person I was yesterday. So, I mean, you're continually growing anyway. So adding life to that wouldn't really change anything. It's just, you're just gonna change more and grow. You know what I mean? I don't know. I thought it was cool. Hope you like it.